Eric and Mike podcast brought to you by Insight Auctioneers, located in Sebring.
Yes, specializing in agricultural and construction equipment, Insight Auctioneer has been the place for government surplus and consignment auctions since 1999.
No matter what you need, everything from school buses to containers, shipment containers to a semen separator, they will have it at Insight Auctioneers.
I've literally seen everything out there, even commercial kitchen equipment, microwaves, laptops. The golf carts are amazing.
Yes.
They have a huge 65-acre plot off State Road 66 in Sebring with live monthly auctions, rain or shine, every month. But the really cool thing is you can also do it all online.
As we used to say, you can shop in your pajamas if you want to at
right.
Insight Auction. It's insightauction.com. You can look at the entire lot, and then you can bid right there online.
Insight Auctioneer, the personal auction company.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Eric and Mike broadcast, the Eric and Mike podcast. I need to get that right, get that out of my system.
It is. It's a little bit different these days, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm Eric Michaels. That's Mike Lee.
Hello, everyone.
We used to have a very popular radio show, and now we are podcasting it. So.
Hey, whatever, it is what it is. We still have a fan base, and they're still very loyal, so
yes.
I'm happy.
Thanks, Mom. We appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
So what's new?
I got a couple of things that I would love to talk to you about, but the newest, biggest thing in my life right now is we just finally did the upgrade. Hurricane season is upon us.
Yes.
And we finally did, after 3 years of owning a generator, we finally got the outlet on the side of the house.
Oh,
isn't that awesome?
It's a life changer, dude.
Yeah. It's a huge thing, man. Because every time that the power went out, and believe me, even if it's not a direct hit, at least in our neighborhood, the power's going to go out.
I understand.
And when it goes out, we have to yank. Well, usually I'll pull the generator and have it ready to go. It's under the awning in the backyard, no matter what. But I've had to run like 5 extension cords. One to the refrigerator, one to the deep freezer, one to the entertainment system and the Wi-Fi, and then one to our AC so that we could have air conditioning because it's still hotter than heck, even if there's hurricane winds a-blowing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But now, plug-y any.
Yep.
Everything just turns on.
Oh.
I'm very, very excited about it. I almost want to go home, flip the main breaker off, and then just give it a try for a little while.
I know. I'm the exact same way. This is my second house that I've put this in.
Yeah.
And it is just peace of mind. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's so awesome.
I have learned, and you will probably learn along the way, that we have the exact same size generator, and it won't run the entire house.
Right. Yeah.
However, you can learn what to turn on and what to keep off and to keep it going.
Yeah.
So,
As long I've already plotted it out. As long as I have the living room. That's my Wi-Fi and entertainment center.
Okay.
So like if if it's power out, like the last 2 years in a row that it's happened, we would set up pallets in the living room. And then we would still have Wi-Fi, so Netflix and chill was on. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
So you could still watch movies and TV, and our Wi-Fi goes through Spectrum, so we could still keep up with the news of where it's at and what it's doing.
Sure.
So as long as we have that, and then we just have to have the kitchen. And I can really, because I would love to have the studio. I don't know, but the kitchen needs to come on just for the refrigerator,
right?
And then I can run an extension cord from the deep freezer out of the bonus room into the kitchen at least. So just those 2 rooms, the kitchen and the living room, and we'll be good.
Yep.
Because I can plug my window unit in. We always plug the window unit in there anyway. So, and it ran that. So as long as those 3 things are there, the living room, the kitchen, and the window unit AC, I think we'll be good to go.
I always would turn off the kitchen essentially when we went to bed.
Okay.
So that way I knew the air conditioner could keep running all night long and get it for the house. So
you would literally run your home AC on it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but I would turn the cooktop the stove and the refrigerator off.
So the refrigerator wouldn't be on overnight?
No, but nobody's getting in it.
Oh, yeah,
so it
good
stays
point.
cool.
It stays cold enough.
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
freezer's
yeah.
going to stay frozen.
Sure. And if
And-
you do the smart thing and freeze like Tupperwares full of water to have blocks of ice, you can keep your refrigerator going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when you get up, you go back and you flip it. You go from one to the other.
Wow. Yeah, we never used the home AC before, but that's because we didn't have the option. But now we do, so that's something we could consider for sure.
Yeah.
But we just always used our window unit, and we have you've been to the house. It's got the 2 pocket doors that close the living room off to the rest of the house.
Yes.
So that's where we'll set up. We literally have a double size, like almost 2 foot tall. Queen size air mattress.
Oh, okay.
And it's got it blows up with a big headboard and everything. So we just move all the furniture, put that in the middle of the living room, all of our blankets and pillows, and we have the portable AC window unit or whatever, and just that room turns into an ice box.
Ooh.
With that thing.
Nice.
And so that's where we stay to stay cool and everything else. And then, throughout the day, you're driving to other places that hopefully have power, doing your business throughout the day. The longest we ever went, though, I think was like not even a full 24 hours. It went off at night, when the hurricane hit. And then by, I want to say 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, back on.
Oh,
So that was, we were
Yeah.
very lucky in
Yeah.
that regard. But that was the longest we ever had to go without it. Like not even a full 24 hours.
6 days was my longest.
Ooh, man, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, it got pretty tough.
And our water heater is electric now that I think about it. So that would mean if it was 6 days out, you're not taking a hot shower for at least 6 days.
Correct.
Wow.
But it's also Florida, and the water will heat in the pipes as it's running.
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
It's at least comes out lukewarm
yes.
or whatever. Yeah.
So good. I'm glad. I'm very happy. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what you mean. Now you want the power to go out because you want to try
Just
it.
want to try it, yeah. And I almost asked him, should I drag it out and give it a test run? And he was, I could just tell that he was ready to get out of there.
Yeah.
It was actually a part of a larger project that we did because, Jess just got the Hummer EV.
Yeah.
And
I don't care. I'm not making the car payment. So.
Right, yeah, the car payment is outrageous. I tried to talk her out of it, but she wouldn't listen to me. But anyway, he was installing our EV charging station.
Mm-hmm.
That by itself was $400 for the thing.
Yeah.
just for the
wow.
the charging station thing that goes on the wall on the outside of the house, and that was $400. And then he had to run a 60 amp wire through the attic and all the conduit and all that good stuff that goes with that. And he ran it from one side of the house,
Of course.
all the way to the other side of the house, because our breaker box is on this side and our driveway and everything else is on the opposite end. So we had to run that all the way over there. And he put that in. So now we look like a house of the future. We've got this black box. It's so cool. I actually love it. It's a black box, and it's got an LED ring light around it.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And so, and then the power cable goes around the corner of the house into some conduit, then up to the attic and over to the breaker box, right? But next to that is your 25-foot charging cable, and it looks almost like a gas pump. Like what you would see at the gas pump.
Sure.
It's got the end of it is the charging thing that actually plugs into the car. And then so underneath this box on the wall in front of the house that's super like futuristic looking, it comes down and then it wraps up and it hangs on a thing, like almost like a hose mount for your water hose would be on the side of the house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's coiled up and it's sitting on that, and then it plugs into itself. So whenever you come up, you've got to unplug. It's almost like taking the gas pump out of the holster and then walking the cable over to your car and shoving it in, and that's all in our driveway now. And she can totally charge her car in like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours up to 80% or something.
Oh, really?
Like,
Wow,
yeah,
that's
it's like
great.
super fast. And it's super. The other thing that's super cool about it is it has an RFID card that you have to swipe in order to make it charge. So
Jesus.
yeah, the reason why it does that is because it's a security feature. So if we're out of town for 3 or 4 days and somebody else with an EV sees that we have our pump out there,
Gotcha.
he
Yeah.
doesn't want to come up. We don't want him gassing up his vehicle on our dime.
I understand.
So you have to have an RFID or the app to make it work. And despite all of the ridiculous expenses for all of this, it's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. It's high on the cool factor.
Yeah, it's very high on the cool factor. So now we have solar at the house. We've got the electronic vehicle charging station at the house, and we also have the generator thing at the house. And it's just like I'm just like ecstatic about it. Like it's a super cool. Like the next thing I'm going to start buying smart features like smart lamps and smart switches and smart outlets.
So it
Like-
knows when daddy comes home
That's
and
right.
it turns on everything.
Yeah, exactly. Siri, turn on the living room lights,
Yep.
whatever. I can't wait for all of that. That stuff's expensive, so it'll be a little bit at a time, but it will be fun.
And then on the heels of that, we say, so how's the club doing?
Yeah, well, club's doing all right. The club's doing all right.
Come on down.
So anything new in your life at all?
No.
No?
No.
Nothing? No big events coming up that you want to talk about? Nothing?
Well, it's there's always stuff. I mean, there's just log on to downtownlkld.com for the calendar of events and information.
That'll be $50 for the sponsorship. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Bill it to Sean.
I actually found. Once more for Sean. We should mention that. I know that we now have the commercial is playing at the beginning of every episode now, but we should definitely say thank you to Sean Martz,
Right.
and everybody at Insight Auctioneer for sponsoring the podcast.
Hello, Sean.
I actually found this story, and I thought you might find it kind of interesting, and I found some of these to be hilarious. Someone on social media asked non-Americans, what is your version of one Mississippi, two Mississippi? Or 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Whenever you're trying to count out in seconds, that's what I've always assumed that is you're trying to actually nail the seconds.
Right.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3. That way you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So somebody
Okay.
asked them what their version of it was in other countries.
Let's see how close you are.
Oh, let's do it. Okay, you want to
right.
go Mississippi or 1 1,000?
Whatever you feel comfortable.
All right, we'll do one Mississippi. Are you
All right.
ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. How close am I?
You were pretty close, a little early on all of them. But but you were really close.
It is a very close way to do it. It's not exact, but in Danish, what is Danish? What
Denmark.
country? Denmark. They apparently have 1 case of beer, 2 cases of beer.
Well, of course.
Yeah, of course. In Scotland, they have 1 elephant, 2 elephant.
Scotland. At least that's what people think.
I don't know. So these were supposedly people responding. This post was on social media. It kind of went viral, and people who are Scottish American, Danish Americans who are here in the country, they are replying, "This is how we do it," or how they did it back home.
Do you know I have gotten to that point in my life that I put closed captioning on movies and shows from the UK just so I can understand what the hell they're saying?
I've done that for years. Years.
I will just sit there and have no clue.
Yeah.
When I watched The Adolescent, which is a fantastic 4-part series.
Yes, very good.
It's amazing. But it's all done in Northern England, and I couldn't understand. I had to have it on for that. Just so I could understand what the hell they were saying.
Speaking of which, did you bring anything for What Are You Watching?
No.
Okay, I have one, but that's all I have.
Okay.
We can talk about that later, though.
All right.
Okay, so some of these get really, really funny. In Quebec, it is 1 hippopotamus, 2 hippopotamus, which I just don't see that at all. China's is kind of boring. In Iran, they have 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
Oh, really?
Which sounds like dance recital, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they do in
Lawrence
dance?
Welk?
Yeah.
I'm surprised in Iran they don't do 1 American bomber, 2 American bomber, 3 American bomber. Hey, Hey, political joke. Ha, cha, cha.
It's funny you mentioned that because in India they say tick, tick, 1, tick, tick, 2, which I thought would be more suiting for Iran.
Yeah.
But, okay, in Brazil they say one, I love this because of what it translates into. One indiozinho, I think is how they say it. Dos indiozinos, which is one indigenous toddler, two indigenous toddlers. Isn't that great?
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's see. There was one more that really got me laughing. Someone joked, imagine if Canadians said one Mississauga, two Mississauga, or my favorite, Saskatchewan, Saskatchewan 2, Saskatchewan 3.
Oh, that's great.
And finally, we'll just end on this one. Somebody said, I grew up in Mississippi, and as a child, I just assumed that other people used whatever state they lived in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which actually kind of makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
you would, if you grew up there, you would think, oh, this is how people do it. So it's
Right.
1 Oklahoma, 2 Oklahoma, 3, or 1
Yeah.
Illinois, 2 Illinois.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea. Very funny.
Pretty crazy.
I did not go see AC/DC when they were in concert. Over
You did
in-
not?
I did not.
What's wrong with you?
Didn't have tickets. I no longer work in radio, so I couldn't get freebies.
Oh, you don't get the hookup no more?
No, I don't get the hookup anymore.
I told Jessica Brown, who was our old promotions director, for those of you who aren't familiar, I told her on the day that we were leaving, I said, I'm still going to email you for tickets. And she laughed and said, okay. So you might still be able to get the hookup is what I'm saying.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I got to remember that. But evidently, fans are saying that AC/DC needs to fold up the old tents.
Oh, no.
And they need to call it a career because evidently they looked pretty old and tired during a recent show.
Now, I don't know if you're, because I created this on an Apple,
Yeah.
but yours may or may not pull up that video.
No, I watched it
Oh,
before I
did you?
came in. Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Now, you and I went and saw the Rolling Stones years ago.
Yes.
And they're still out on tour.
They kicked ass.
They are awesome.
Yes.
This is not that.
You're absolutely right.
These guys look old and tired and worn out.
Right.
One of them. Now I can never remember who is the guy who jumps around with his leg out in front. Is that Angus?
Angus, I
That
believe,
is
yeah.
Angus. He's the guy in the green shorts in this photograph, right?
Yeah. Right. Mhm.
So anyway, he was doing the oi in front of the microphone, and
Yeah.
they were doing a close up of him. And I thought he was going to pass out. Like, he just looked so out of breath, man. And it's not like it's a lot of people were coming out saying this is so painful. They just need to stop and blah, blah, blah. But other people were saying, hey, they're living their best life. They're in their
Yeah.
70s or however old they are now. What are they? 77 and 70.
Yeah.
We're talking about Brian Johnson? Yeah, Brian Johnson and Angus Young. Yes, they're living their best life. I get it. But it can also, you can kind of go too long and ruin it.
You're absolutely right. You're so right. I'm a huge Huey Lewis and the News fan.
Yeah.
And I could tell towards the end of their performances, or their time of performing, that they had changed the keys.
Okay.
They had lowered the keys of the songs so Huey could still hit those notes.
Ah.
And it's like, okay, this is not the Power of Love or
I see
Back
what
in
you're
Time
saying.
that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Now's the time.
Well, and that's the thing. So what is the old saying? Always leave them wanting more.
Right. Yes.
I mean, retire whenever you're killing it. And then people will beg you for a reunion tour.
right.
And then if you think you've got the energy and you're ready, I guess go for it, right? I mean, I don't know, but always leave them wanting more. Don't come back and let them realize how bad you are,
Yeah. Well, that's what the Police did. The Police never did a reunion.
Right.
Until, I don't know, it's maybe 8-9 years ago they did, but they were charging like $250 for nosebleeds, but they were getting it.
Yeah.
But like you said, they came back, they put Sting's ego aside and they all came back and went and did it, and they were able to charge that amount of money.
And Sting, he still is out there doing stuff, isn't he?
I believe so, yes.
I think he is. Yeah, I mean, he may not be releasing an album every year or anything like that, but he's definitely still performing and doing like projects. I believe he's written for a couple of movies now. He's done a bunch of stuff.
Sting will be in Tampa in November.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So he is still touring. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Sting but also think of who Sting is.
Well, yeah.
He just stands there and sings and or plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not like AC/DC.
Correct.
Where these guys are jumping around the stage and going ham and hard rocking stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He's singing "Message in a Bottle" behind a microphone and kind of tapping his hip with his hand every once in a while.
Yeah. Message in a bottle.
Yeah, I mean, right? Am I wrong? I mean,
King of pain.
yeah. I'm just saying.
He's the king of arthritic pain.
Yeah, he just doesn't really get it. You know, he's not. He's a great singer, and I love him. I think he's a guy. I love his music, but he's definitely not the front man that these guys are, or especially
Correct.
Mick Jagger is for the
Yeah.
Rolling
Oh,
Stones.
God,
you know, I just
that
don't
show
see-
was breathtaking.
It was
so
now,
good.
Seeing Mick Jagger perform like that at his age was incredible.
Yes.
And that was 10 years ago, and he's still doing
Yeah.
it, isn't he?
Yeah,
or did
about
they
that.
stop for a while?
Honestly, I
say-
don't know. I don't know right now, but still, that was 10 years ago.
Right. He's either on some really good drugs or he got off drugs a long time ago and got his health in order. I don't know which one it is, but he's killing it, or at least he was whenever we saw him that one time.
It looks like the last one was a 2024 tour,
Right.
so they're probably recuperating now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully AC/DC does the right thing and hangs it up after this tour.
Sure.
It looks like their fans are ready for it.
Or start playing retirement villages, one of the two.
Well, come on down to the La Quinta Inn. I'm staying in next to this county fair,
Yeah.
ladies.
Look for them at the Strawberry Festival.
I'll show you the dynamite. My goodness.
The thunder will strike. Heading into our food news,
Yes.
news that's fit to chew. What is the most awkward thing that happens when you're at a restaurant?
Somebody talking on the phone at the table.
Oh, there is that.
Yeah.
What about food arriving not all at the same time?
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Well, there evidently was a study done, and in a survey that crossed 91 countries, 91% reported that waiting for others to receive their food before eating is expected in their culture.
Yeah, that's always the way it was when I was growing up.
Yes.
If you got your food first, you had to wait for everybody.
Correct.
And if you went to dinner like at grandma's house and they would come out and set the food down, like you would already be sitting at the table with your plate and your silverware and a napkin ready to go, and they come set the food at the table, you were not allowed to dig in.
Right?
You had to wait till all the food was set and everybody had come and taken their seat. And then if there was a grace, you would say grace, and then it was dig in time.
Mm-hmm.
But you weren't allowed, like while grandma's still getting iced teas for everybody, you're not allowed to go start piling meatballs on your plate.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bring the ketchup. yeah.
Woman, I need more Parmesan cheese.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going along that route, did you have rules at the house when it was a big family get together? I mean, for example, I have been in situations where the oldest, grandma, goes first.
Yeah.
Or grandpa goes first.
Yeah.
He gets to go through the line first.
Oh, yeah. If you're talking about a big family gathering,
Yes,
and they set
yeah.
it out almost buffet style,
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was always the elders got to go first. Now, sometimes it could be different. Sometimes it was the kids go first.
Yeah.
It just depended on who you were and what mood grandpa was in. If he was like, nah, go ahead, I don't want to.
I have seen that too. It's like, okay, let's fix the kids' plates
Right.
and get them out of the way.
Right.
And then grandma or grandpa, the
Exactly.
elder, goes first.
Yeah,
And-
let the kids get them all situated at their little card table that you folded out for them.
Right.
And then once you've done that, then the adults go in. But, it was also, Thanksgiving dinner, there was always the rule that grandpa got the leg. Mm-hmm. That was just, you weren't even allowed to look at a leg at my house. Grandpa got the leg. And then there was always an extra one. We're like, well, what about that one? Grandpa might want that one. And if grandpa doesn't want it, it goes to the next patriarch of the family.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was always that way. I don't know why. Grandpa got the first choice, and then my dad got the second choice. If we were very, very, very lucky, one of them might slice off some of the leg meat, because that was always the best part,
Sure. Yeah.
But usually it was that way.
But getting back to this waiting for food to come.
Yeah.
In my new position, I go to lunches and dinners now a lot
lot,
more.
yeah.
And I have found that the nicer, higher end restaurants won't bring your food out all at the same time, or some of them don't.
Right.
And so your salad, I'll order like a Caesar salad.
Okay.
It gets set in front of me first because that's easy to throw together.
Of course.
But then if my guest is having, I don't know, fill in the blank,
Yeah.
and theirs takes longer. So I'm sitting there waiting very patiently, and then you have that awkward moment of, do you say go ahead? And if you get permission, do you actually do it?
Yeah, that's the other thing is even if they say, no, it's fine, go ahead, eat while it's still hot or whatever.
Yes.
You still feel obligated.
Yes, I
If
feel
you were
awkward.
raised that way. I will
Yes.
say that, like, Jess is not raised that way. at any family function that I've gone to with them, they all just, it's time. Like, even when I was talking about just waiting for all the food to be brought to the table.
Yes.
As soon as the noodles hit, her brother is like, brah, noodles, man. And then as soon as the sauce hits, brah, sauce, man.
Give me sauce.
Yeah, sauce. And then, once that plate is full, nobody's waiting for everybody to get their food and sit down and say any kind of grace or anything. It is just, they just start in. And it's different than I was raised, but it's also kind of almost like relaxing. Like, just go get your food whenever you're hungry and eat it. And you don't have to worry about the etiquette of it. But it was definitely at my house, everybody waited. And when
Yeah.
you go out to eat, if that's the way you were raised, it's the same thing. Oh,
Yep.
I got my burritos. And the only time that it irritates me is if somebody ordered, let's say we were going to have lunch or whatever, or dinner,
Sure.
and I get a salad with ranch dressing, and you order a steak, and you wanted your steak medium, and
Yes.
they overcook it and make it well done.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, I can't eat this. Can you please take it back? I need it medium. I don't want to eat shoe leather. I understand that you want to have a good meal and you're paying for your meal. But also, you sent your food back, bro, and I'm hungry.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
That if you're sending it back, I ain't waiting.
Yeah, I ain't waiting. Now, if there's something wrong and it's holding them up and they haven't been able to get it out, but they bring mine out first, I'll be polite and wait, and maybe I'll eat like a chip or maybe another slice of bread from the appetizers that they
Yes,
put out.
yes.
But I'm not gonna start in on my meal until you get yours. But as soon as you say it's not right and you send it back, you're on your own. You have created your own situation in that way.
Yeah, sorry, pal.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. We'll do a real quick, what are you watching?
Okay, real quick, what are you watching?
Yeah, and this is a segment in which we talk about something that we saw that we either really, really liked on a streaming service or we really, really hated.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, I have two.
Oh, you do?
I've thought of them.
Oh,
and
okay,
so,
beautiful.
I will, let me throw out one of the good ones.
Okay, I'm looking up mine so I can give you some details.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you ever have the opportunity to book this gentleman in your club, which you won't because the club isn't big enough.
Yeah, he's huge.
Justin Williams. Have you heard of him?
Justin Williams. The name sounds familiar.
He has a special on Netflix. It's called Magic Lover, and he is a comedian slash magician.
Okay.
And I'm one of those, save it for the kids' parties.
Yeah.
But this guy was so unassuming, so guy next door, so kind of amazed that he was able to pull these tricks off. Very engaging, a lot of audience work. I really enjoyed it to the point that I looked him up over, and he'll be in Melbourne and Jacksonville coming up later on this year.
Do you know what clubs he was at? By chance?
He's like in major theaters.
Oh, in theaters.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Usually once they're on the theater tour, it's hard to get them in here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, once they've gotten used to performing for 400, 500, 600 people, they don't want to perform for 90.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. There was another, golly, I can't think of his darn name, but he's an Asian American comedian who is absolutely hysterical, older gentleman, done a lot of stuff, but I had the opportunity to book him. And it was an agent. He said, "Do you want this guy?" And at the time, I hadn't heard of him. And I was like, I looked at his stuff. I was like, he's kind of funny. Maybe I'm kind of booked right now. I'll get back to you. Right now, this guy is blown up. Mm-hmm. He's doing major theaters. I emailed the agent back. He's like, "Yeah, son, you missed the boat, buddy." It's like,
snooze, you lose, pal.
I could have had this big, huge name in here before he was big and huge.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Do you have more?
I was just going to say that my you can absolutely positively miss movie is called Rim of the World.
Okay.
4 misfit campers must band together and conquer their fears in order to save the world during an alien invasion.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, well, of course, it was the trailer that looked funny.
Right.
And I thought, okay, this could be fun.
Yeah.
But then you discover that the kids are supposed to be 13 years old and they force a romance involved. And then there's this uncomfortable 13-year-old kiss. And there's, they have a 13-year-old trying to play like a thug pimp.
Yeah.
And it just was like, please, just save it.
Well, I will definitely make sure to miss that one.
Yes, please do. It gets a whopping 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb.
All right. I will give you, since you ended on a movie, I'll start on a movie. And
Okay.
It's called Echo Valley. It is available on Apple TV Plus, and it has a pretty good cast. It's got Sydney Sweeney. How you doing?
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. We love her. Sydney Sweeney and Julianne Moore are in this.
Oh.
And Julianne Moore is the mother of Sydney. Sydney Sweeney plays a drug addicted kind of a what do they call it? The prodigal son or whatever. She's just a total black sheep.
Okay.
Her mom's super successful, owns a horse ranch where she gives riding lessons. Her dad is a big successful lawyer in town, and she's a drug addict. And she parties with the wrong people. And it goes into dad. Now Julianne Moore and her husband are divorced. And dad is like the hard, stern, like she needs to get it right. And Julianne Moore is like, no, I'll do anything for my daughter. Unconditional love. I know
Sure.
she's had problems. I know that she's escaped from rehab a few times, but she needs us. I will be there. And the daughter, as it turns out, takes very good advantage of that and puts Julianne Moore in a pretty bad situation involving murder.
Oh.
And so here's the thing. It started out really, really, really good. Like it started kind of like, oh, this is going to really go somewhere. And then it became such I don't know how to say it, formulaic maybe is the word. Like you could just see that this was something that was overthought. And probably went into a writer's room and said, well, that's great, but what if she didn't know that this was going on, and then that happens, and then it's a whole new dun, dun, dun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just like so, I don't know, it was just kind of almost unbelievable. And the things that the mother had to do, Julianne Moore, is an older woman who you can tell cannot just lift up a 200-pound body. But somehow she's just lifting this thing up and dragging it around. So it just became a little bit unbelievable and stupid. It only gets 6.3 on IMDb.
Okay.
So I would say for those of you who like a thriller type drama and you love Julianne Moore, she's awesome. Sydney Sweeney's great. She unfortunately does not get naked in this one.
Oh.
I know. That's the big yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really sad part of it. I'm almost positive it would at least have a 7.3 if she showed her boobs. But it's worth it if you have nothing else to watch.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. The other one that I have is called Animal Kingdom, and it's available on Netflix. Now, this actually came out in, let's see, when did it come out? 2016. And this has got, the big star of this one is Ellen Barkin. Now, you
Okay.
know who Ellen Barkin is,
Yes, I
right?
do. Yeah.
Yeah, she's right there if you'd forgotten what she looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
She's the big star, and then there's a bunch of other lower, Sean Hattasey is one, Ben Robson, Jake Wary, and Finn Cole are the other, they're the 4 sons that she is running a crime ring.
Right.
And they are...
I've heard of this.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so the show is actually pretty good, but again, it's one of those where it gets a little bit formulaic, and you're like, but this isn't how it's supposed to work. I don't know. It's gotten me involved enough that I'm now into the middle of 3rd season. So if you like those kind of, and there's some parts of it where it's just like so good, and then there's other parts of it that is like so forced.
Right.
And
Yeah.
whenever you have that in a show, this is why this show, I mean, it obviously was good enough to run for 6 years. It ran from 2016 to 2022, but it's just one of those shows that's like, it could be so much better. Like there's something just missing, and I don't know what it is, but there's something missing about it. There's not enough heists. They only have like one, maybe two heists a season.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
they're a family who makes their money by robbing people. So like, let's go. Let's see some heists. But anyway, it's one of those. Again, I will put it in the middle of the pack. Let's see, on IMDb, it gets it gets an 8.2.
Yeah.
So I'm actually underselling it. It seems like because I would maybe give it a 7.5. But it's worth it again if you want to binge watch something and kill some time.
It's called What Are You Watching? If you would like to suggest something to us, you can email us. It's Eric and Mike Podcast at gmail.com. You can email us and say, hey, why don't you guys watch this and tell us what you think?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get out of here?
Yep, let's do it to it.
All right. Here are some random facts for you. Even if you made $10,000 a day since the pyramids were built, you'd only have 4% of Elon Musk's wealth.
I can't imagine.
That is sad.
Yeah.
If you made $10,000 a day for thousands of years,
Yeah.
you'd only have 4% of his wealth.
Oh, God.
And the Eiffel Tower requires 60 tons of paint, the weight of 10 elephants. I wonder how often they have to repaint it.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
also, I thought it was a big wrought iron thing. It's getting painted?
Yeah.
Is it painted to look like rusted metal? That's crazy. That's got to be a wacky paint job, too. You know what I mean?
Not Pierre. There's not enough rust over here.
Yeah. Everybody with the brown paint, you start on level 2.
Yeah.
The copper paint's over here. Rust
Right.
paint's over here. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. There's a new term called screen divorce.
Okay.
It's when you never have to agree on what to watch. You just go back and forth. Where one person gets the TV, the other watches whatever they want on another screen with headphones.
Okay. Yeah, we've done that. Jess and I have definitely done that. She's way too much into reality TV shows.
Oh, okay.
And I can't stand them.
I agree.
It's just not my thing. So we've actually gone so far as to be screen divorce in that she will go to the bedroom, lay down and watch TV, and I'll stay out in the living room and on the couch and watch TV.
I got you.
Speaking of new phrases or whatever, have you ever heard of fambushing?
No.
You got fambushed. Some parents downloaded some apps to track their teenagers, but the teens have reversed the roles and are using them to keep tabs on their parents. Now parents are complaining about it, calling the new trend fambushing. They're seeing their parents at a Starbucks or a Mexican restaurant and either demanding you bring them something or just ambushing you there in person, saying, "Oh, you're eating at Starbucks or getting some coffee? I want some coffee too, Mom." So they'll just show up there. Apparently, this app will tell you where your parents are at. Wow. Same
Okay.
like role reversal. And just really quickly before we move on to the next story, because we're on the new terms thing, have you heard of foodie call?
No.
I literally heard this on the way over here. Foodie call is where you go for a date. It's taken specifically for the purpose of getting a free meal. So you do a foodie call. Hey, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I don't know. You want to have dinner? You thinking about maybe? I was thinking maybe you could take me out to dinner. Foodie call. Have you had anybody give you a foodie call lately?
No, not yet.
I could almost see a foodie call being a fun term, though, where just a couple of friends get together, too.
Yes.
Like if I called you and I was like, I don't want to go eat alone, dude. Are you hungry? Let's go hit the Pizza Hut
Right.
or whatever. Yeah. I'm
Friends-
giving you a foodie call. Yeah.
Let's see. What would the beef be? Friends with beverages?
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Friends with beignets?
I like it. I like it.
There's a new report out on America's most trusted brands.
Oh, boy.
And for Gen Z, the most trusted brand is YouTube.
For shame!
Wow.
And for boomers, my age, the most trusted brand is Kleenex.
That is so, like, such a big tell of the difference in generations. Wow. Have you ever tried to return something you bought online, Eric, and they said, just keep it?
Yes.
Here's your money, just keep it.
Yes.
I have that as well. A new study found that it's a total win-win for the company. When companies do that, we, the consumers, see them as friendly and more trustworthy, and we're more likely to buy from them in the future.
Interesting. At the office, one of my office mates bought a new office chair.
Okay.
And when it came in, they assembled it and didn't care for it. So they went and contacted the company and said,
It's no good. What
It's
do I
no
do?
good. Yeah, and they said keep it.
But they gave him the money back.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with my pool paint. I ordered
yeah?
4 gallons, and that stuff was $120 a gallon.
Oof.
I ordered 4 gallons because I did all the calculations and apparently did them wrong because I was able to get it done in 2 gallons.
Oh.
And so I had this $250 worth of paint that I could do nothing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I contacted Amazon, actually, because I tried to do a return on there, and it wouldn't let me.
Okay.
So I literally contacted customer service and I explained the situation. I said, I'm doing this pool project. I over ordered because I wanted to have more that I could return. And now it's saying I can't return it. And she goes, we'll take care of it for you. And I was like, awesome. How do I get it back to you? And she goes, don't worry about it. They returned $250 to me, and I still had $250 worth of paint.
That's not bad.
So it's on sale now for $100 a gallon.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Contact Left Out Lounge.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's only $50 a gallon, $100 for both.
Why don't you give it to Sean at Inside Auction? Maybe he can auction it
You
off.
might get auctioned off, right?
Yeah. It's your turn.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
No, that was me. I just.
Oh,
said-
yeah. Okay,
You're
right.
doing the last one.
And
here.
finally, firefighters in Connecticut rescued a man who got stuck in a chimney of a park pavilion.
Oh, yeah?
While he was trying to escape from rescue dogs who was locked inside.
Wait, he was trying to.
Oh, he
rescue-
was trying to rescue his dog who was locked inside of this park pavilion. He was arrested for breaking in because he caused $10,000 worth of damage. Oof.
So his dog got locked in there somehow. He's trying to get in. He did $10,000 worth of damage, and he got arrested, and he has to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of stupid. Maybe just wait until tomorrow. I don't know what the situation is there.
You contact the park district and or the police and say, hey, my doggy's in there. The police would know who to get a hold of with Parks and Rec, I would
You would
assume,
think,
and,
anyway.
and then be able to, well, anyway.
That's what you get for being an idiot.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, the Eric and Mike podcast brought to you by Inside Auctioneers, located in Sebring.
If you'd like to reach out to us, you can do it so many ways. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram, or you can send us an email, ericandmikepodcast@gmail.com. And, of course, we will be having another live show at Laugh Out Lounge coming up in just a few weeks. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Yes, thank you to Sean and the entire crew at Inside Auction for sponsoring the podcast. Please go check them out at InsideAuction.com. Have a great day. Adios.